Is Vigor dying? Looks like it. Wash up, everyone. As an Outlander for over 6 years and a Vigor partner, I felt like I should do a video on the elephant in the room. I know that many feel that the Vigor partners can't say anything bad about the game, but this video is going to be different. I'm going to be sharing facts and my opinions about the game this year and basically being blatantly honest. Right now, the game is in a bad place, and it has been for a while. So the truth is, there is no secret that at the end of 2023, the community was struggling to be positive about Vigor. We were still being patient about the long-awaited weapon overhaul to deal with the machine gun meta, and the legacies were going to be replaced by this new shelter improvement. Then we got Season 18 in February 2024 with the new shootout map, Icon Kevin, which brought hope to the Outlanders, confirming that the game wasn't dying and that the devs were still working hard on things behind the scenes. The season countdown for the legacies had started, so everyone was expecting a new shelter improvement the following season, Season 19, as previously implied. As usual though, within a few days of the season dropping, there was a list of bugs that brought back a load of negativity, as even though not game-breaking, they were embarrassing. Things like the locked exits on Anakin and Battery Snowdeck, whole buildings which went invisible as you entered them, but also had no loot, so were redundant. Mementos not visible in the shelter. The new shootout map lobby music was too loud and went on too long. The V4 Viper plan was not in the battle pass. Crates went missing. PlayStation had the error 0, which stopped them entering their shelters, and things like the explosive consumables not breaking the lock container padlocks. Let's be honest, it wouldn't be Vigor without a few bugs, right? Then in April 2024, the bombshell was dropped. The devs announced that Vigor was coming to PC at last. This was again another hopeful thing that meant that the community could see a future with the game. But as the devs started to share more about it, it was clear that the already small dev team was not really getting any extra staff to help with the PC side. It was more that they were going to get a small amount of support to get them started with the PC port, but then after that went live, they were basically on their own. This made the current player base concerned about the console players, those that have got the game to the 5-year mark, that maybe we were going to be pushed to one side and forgotten about. Many Outlanders were conflicted as they wanted Vigor to take off, wanted the game to be big, wanted those on PC to enjoy it too, wanted the big influencers to see what they liked about the game, but at the same time, they also didn't want the game to be any worse than it had been. The bugs, the glitches, the issues, the cheaters, the lack of inspiration and themes, the lack of hearing the community ideas and bringing them in. The community was still feeling that the devs were constantly giving excuses on why things like the bulk crafting was not a priority. I know I wanted Vigor to come to PC, but I wanted them to take their time and bring it out when it was ready. I was there in August 2019 when Vigor came full release on Xbox. The bugs ruined it, making the hype disperse within days. A similar thing happened when Switch and then PlayStation joined in 2020, where there were issue bugs and glitch that put many new players off. I just wanted them to learn from their mistakes and bring the PC version out when it was ready and right. What was the rush? Just letting the community know it was in the plans was enough for a while, in my opinion. If done right, it could not only save the game, but make it a household name. This could be a very exciting opportunity for not only Outlanders, but content creators too. I was not alone with these thoughts. They just needed to not mess it up this time. We were told by the devs that only Season 19 on console would be affected by the PC preparations. So I translated that to mean that the console players would notice a lack of content within season 19, but that the devs were sort of promising that no other season were going to be affected by the PC stuff. With the community knowing that the devs team was small, most accepted the lack of content when Season 19 dropped in May 2024. The community had accepted that for a period of time, Vigor was going to be all about the PC early access, and it was going to be the #1 priority. So the day after Season 19 dropped for consoles, the PC early access for Vigor was live. And yep, you've guessed it, they messed up the release again. The co-op side of the game wasn't working, and within a day the complaints were crazy, and then the fact that the devs team made out that the lack of co-op was intended just made people mad. Why not just admit that something went wrong? People were also confused with the fact that they were paying for a free game and demanding refunds. The hype was being swallowed up by the negativity again, and within a month the players had reduced by 78%. By August, just before it released free to play, the peak of the day were in double figures, a reduction of 95%. With the issues trying to sort out the PC side, the devs extended Season 19, meaning the console players were left with an already lacking season to keep them entertained. The PC side was near enough non-existent, and everyone were waiting for the Season 20 hype. It had been half a year now, and the lack of excitement, especially for the console players, was wearing thin. We were all under the impression from the devs that Season 20 was a turning point, that it might well save the game. Season 20 was going to be on an upgraded Unreal Engine, going from 4.24 to 4.27. It was going to bring the full free release to PC with the well-needed co-op. The new weapon overhaul was coming to all platforms, not just a trial run on the PC version. We were going to have a new encounter map to explore. Certain consumables had been changed after community feedback. Certain bugs were to be fixed. There were new things being put in place to reduce cheaters, and the reporting system was getting a revamp. All sounded like great improvements, and that the devs were really hearing the community and their feedback. September 2024, Season 20 dropped, and as usual, the bugs ruined the hype. Hackers taking over the PC version within days of the release. PlayStation had the Error Zero issues again. The consumable plans were missing from the store and still are for Xbox and Switch. The new Spectate mode won't let you open the map. Still no sign of that new shelter improvement to replace Legacy. Weird changes to the buttons which seemed unnecessarily and annoying to veterans. Hair issues for the female characters with certain hats, but apparently this is as intended. Issues with the audio when there has been explosions, meaning that you have to reset the game to clear it, and old bugs have come back again, like the battery snow deck locked exits, which were fixed in Season 19. Why does Vigor have more bugs than a Starship Trooper film? Within a month of the full free release on PC, the player base has reduced by 42% and it is still reducing. At this moment in time, the peak numbers are in triple figures, which is not a great sign. One major issue that has been a regular complaint this year is to do with the Battle Pass XP. The XP has been increasing over the years, and Season 20 was the first time, maybe ever, that it paused. Season 20 XP is the same value as Season 19, but still over 5.1 million. Outlanders will only just be under halfway with their XP grind at level 40. Yes, you have to get over 2.5 million XP in the last 10 levels of the Battle Pass. I was one of the partners being vocal about this subject this year, and the community are also voicing their feedback about it too. Recently, I know a community member has been sorting out a petition to get the XP value down. Unfortunately, it is clear to me that they aren't going to change the amount dramatically if Outlanders keep buying the levels to complete it. On Friday, the 11th of October 2024, Vigor dropped the Halloween update with the pumpkins in the shelter and the maps, the constant nighttime mode, the cosmetics in store and the random eerie witch's laugh. But unfortunately, this also brought more bugs. The Xbox Series S consoles were crashing by just being in the shelter. The devs were made aware of this by many that Friday afternoon. On Monday, the 14th of October, the devs decided to take the Halloween update back out to be fixed, only leaving the cosmetics in store. But we never got the update back again. Is this a sign of what is to come? Recently, we have lost 2 community managers within a month of each other. They both said their goodbyes on the dev streams, but there's been no confirmation that they will be replaced. Is this a sign? The fact that this year there have been messages back in April from the devs about the end is near, that Season 19 is called Deception, that Season 20 is called Genesis, which is a reference to a Terminator film about the end of the world as we know it. Are the devs trying to tell us something? Are they warning us that the end is near, that the game is over?